Have you ever noticed how easy it is to trust everyone else's opinion except your own? You ask friends what they think, you search Google, you listen to podcasts, you read books, you gather information, and yet somewhere underneath all of that, there's a quiet voice inside of you that already knows. The problem isn't that we don't have wisdom. The problem is that we've spent years learning not to trust it. Today, I want to talk about something that changes everything when we reclaim it, and that's self trust. Because the truth is, a lot of us aren't stuck because we don't know what to do. We're stuck because we don't trust ourselves enough to do it. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to the Soul Talk podcast. I'm really excited that you're here today. My name is Mary Beth Rim. I'm a mental health clinician, I'm a social worker, I'm a coach, a runner, and someone who believes that healing and growth happen when we learn to listen to the wisdom of our minds, our bodies, our spirits, and our hearts. And if you're new here, welcome. So thrilled that you're joining us. Each week, we explore the connection between mindset, movement, emotional wellness, and living a more intentional life. And before we dive in, I want to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. It helps more people find these conversations and become part of a growing community. And each day, there's a meditation that goes along with with each week's conversation. Also, if you're finding value in these episodes, please like, comment. I always comment back and share them with someone who may need this message today. Now let's get started. So there's this great disconnect. I think one of the greatest losses many of us experience isn't confidence. It's trust. Trust in ourselves. When we're young, we naturally trust our feelings. We trust our instincts. We trust what feels right and what doesn't. Then life happens because someone tells us we're wrong. Someone criticizes us. Someone dismisses us. Someone teaches us that pleasing others is safer than honoring ourselves. And little by little, we begin outsourcing our authority. We start looking outside of ourselves for answers. And the irony is that many people become incredibly successful while becoming increasingly disconnected from themselves. Because they can run companies, raise families, care for everyone around them. But when asked, what do you want? They aren't sure. Also, when asked what feels right for you, they hesitate. Why? Because somewhere along the way, they stop listening. So here's why self-trust matters. Self-trust isn't believing you'll always make the perfect decision. No, it's believing you'll be okay even if you don't. Think about that for a moment. Many people don't trust themselves because they're afraid of making mistakes. But mistakes aren't evidence that you can't trust yourself. Mistakes are evidence that you're human. The people who trust themselves aren't the people who never fail. They're the people who know they can recover. They know they can learn. They know they can adapt. They know they can begin again. And that changes everything. So here's a running lesson that I learned as a runner. See, running has taught me this lesson over and over again. I've run hundreds of half marathons and 5Ks and 10Ks, and I've had some really great races. I've also had some terrible ones. I've had races where I felt really strong and races where I questioned every step and I fell apart. But every race taught me something. Every finish line gave me information. Every setback helped me learn. The goal was never perfection. You see, the goal was building trust. Trust that I could handle hard things. Trust that I could keep moving and keep moving forward. Trust that I would find my way. And life works exactly the same way. You don't have to be an Olympian. I know I'm not. You just have to trust yourself and trust your abilities and your body to keep moving forward. And there's a cost of not trusting or not trusting yourself. See, when we don't trust ourselves, we become exhausted. And what do? We overthink. We second guess. We replay conversations in our head over and over and over again. And we constantly wonder if we're doing enough. We seek reassurance from others. We ask everyone what they think. And then we become even more confused because everyone has a different answer or a different opinion. And the result is more mental fatigue, emotional exhaustion, and a growing distance between ourselves and our own wisdom. So, how do we rebuild self trust? The good news is that self trust can be rebuilt. Not all at once, of course, but one choice at a time. Start small. Listen to what your body needs. Honor your boundaries. Pay attention to your intuition. Keep promises to yourself. Follow through on the things you say matter to you. And every time you do, you send yourself a powerful message. I can count on me. And that message begins to change everything. And the role of the nervous system, how it plays into self-trust, here's something we don't talk about enough. It's difficult to trust ourselves when our nervous system doesn't feel safe. So what we're constantly doing is we're constantly stressed. We're overwhelmed, anxious, or operating in survival mode. We lose access to the parts of ourselves that provide clarity. and everything starts to feel urgent. Everything feels threatening. Everything feels uncertain. That's why nervous system regulation matters so much. When we slow down and create safety within ourselves, we begin hearing that inner wisdom again. The answers aren't always louder. They're simply easier to hear. That's actually one of the reasons that I created this 7-day nervous system reset. It's designed to help people step out of constant stress and reconnect with themselves again through a simple daily practices. And if that sounds like something that you need right now, you'll find that information in the description in my YouTube channel. No pressure, just an invitation if you're feeling overwhelmed and ready to create a little more calm in your life. So, your next step, maybe the next step isn't finding another answer. Maybe it's trusting the answers that's already been waiting inside of you. Maybe it's making the phone call, having the conversation, starting the project, getting out and just taking a walk, resting when you're tired, setting the boundary, speaking your truth. Whatever it is, trust that you know more than you think you do. And as we wrap up today, I want to leave you with this. You have survived every difficult chapter you've faced so far. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every uncertainty, every moment you thought you couldn't get through. You did it. That is evidence that you are stronger than you realize, evidence that you are wiser than you give yourself credit for, and evidence that you can trust yourself moving forward. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I really appreciate it. And if this episode resonated with you, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment on what your thoughts are and share it with someone who may need to hear this message. Now keep moving forward, one step, one choice, one act of trust at a time. And remember, the relationship you're building with yourself may be the most important relationship of all. Until next time, I'm Mary Beth Rim.